Welcome to Gun Talk. My name is Dave. In today's video, we'll be assembling our bolt carrier group. Before doing any work, please ensure your firearm is unloaded and in a safe working condition. Please follow all safety protocols when working on your firearm. To assemble our bolt carrier group, we've got a lot of components here. We've got the bolt carrier, the firing pin, we've got the firing pin cam pin, firing pin retaining pin, we've got the bolt, we've got our extractor pin, ejector spring, and ejector retaining pin, or roll pin, ejector roll pin. We'll need a block, we'll need a hammer, a number 2 or 5/64 punch, and a number 1 or 1/16 inch punch. To begin, I'm going to assemble the bolt. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my ejector roll pin, I'm going to insert it, at least get it started, into the hole in the bolt. Now I'm going to take my ejector spring, I'm going to insert it into this hole right here. Let's get it pushed all the way in there. Now I'm going to take my ejector. So if you look at our ejector, get it where you can see it. So we've got that groove in it. We've got a short end and we've got a long end. So I want the short end going in first. And there's the ejector hole. I want the groove facing toward the middle of the bolt, like this. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a punch, the 1/16 inch punch, and on the other side of the hole where we have the roll pin, I'm going to insert it in there till it stops. Then I'm going to take my thumb, I'm going to depress the ejector, and while I do that, I'm going to push inward with my punch. And when I've pushed it enough, it's going to push in a little further, and it's going to catch that ejector. So I'm going to push down. Yeah, there we go. So it caught, and it's under tension now. Spring tension from the spring and the ejector is now holding that punch in. So now what we've got to do is we've got to now push this punch the rest of the way through. So I'll lay that in my block. Like that. I'm going to try to push it in versus hammering it. We'll see if I can do that. Let's push part of the way. Actually pushed my punch out of the way. Let's go ahead and hammer it in at this point. So I'm going to take a 1/16 inch or a number 1 roll pin punch, and we'll finish it off that way. Alright, now if you can see that, we've got it driven in and it's pretty even. We can take our punch, just do a quick function check. So the ejector pushes in and it releases with spring tension. Alright, so we've got that part done. Now we have to put our extractor in. So here's our extractor. Here's your extractor spring. Some bolts have this rubber gasket. Some do, some don't. This particular one does. So we'll go with it. Here's our extractor. Here's our extractor end. It's going to go like that. Here's our extractor pin. So at this point, all I'm going to do, so you can kind of see down the hole there, if I press the top down, top of the extractor down, it kind of gives and gives us some clearance to push that pin in. So I can just push it in with finger pressure now. So that completes the assembly of the bolt. Alright, so now let's complete the assembly of the entire bolt carrier group. First I'm going to put some oil where the bolt's going to go. I'll put a little on here as well. And on our rings. So we insert the bolt into the bolt carrier. We want our ejector pin at about the 5 o'clock position. And when you look down where the firing pin cam pin is going to go, we've got a hole that lines up there for us. So the way I lubricate my cam pin is I use gun grease instead of oil. It's just a little heavier and it's going to hold up a little longer, at least in my opinion it does. I don't think you can go wrong with oil or grease. So that's going to drop in. Like that. And we're going to rotate it at a 90-degree angle, so the rectangle is, the long sides are perpendicular to the bolt. Let's insert our firing pin. And now we'll insert our firing pin retaining pin. Alright, that's all there is to it. Now I typically also use gun grease on the lugs here instead of oil again, just because I think it holds up longer. Some people are going to argue that it collects more grit and grime, and perhaps it does, but this is the way I do it. Other points of lubrication. Again, I use gun grease. I lubricate here and here. There and there. On the bottom, I lubricate here and here. And that's all the lubrication, or all the areas that I lubricate on my bolt carrier. If you found this video useful, please leave your comments below and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.